YouTube, it's Rico, man. I'm back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on, man. We got the in-depth look at the Loski Harlem Spartans collapse case. Now, y'all already know what time it is, man. If you're brand new to the channel or you not yet subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Especially if you've been watching videos but not yet subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button now. Also tell your family and friends about our channel. Hopefully they become supporters of the channel while we're on the ground to 5K. And don't forget to smash that like button and comment on the video to help this video get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring in new supporters to the channel as well. And also don't forget to turn on post notifications so you know when we upload videos and stuff like that. You don't want to miss out. And make sure you guys send video requests to my IG at LMERico and or follow me on IG as well at LMERico. Other than that, man, y'all know what time it is, man. So we're going to get started. That started. We're gonna start the video now.
Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Ape Huncho back at you again with another video. And so, as some of you might be aware, Loski is currently on trial at Croydon Crown Court. Now, recently, I've had quite a few people DM me over on Instagram asking what exactly is going on with his situation, and I've seen quite a lot of comments saying that as well.
And I only heard little bits of what's going on with him. I know he basically got arrested for possession of a firearm and stuff like that, and a lot of people just really don't want to see him go to jail because he got a daughter now and stuff like that. But when you in the streets, this is some of the risk you take, man. At the end of the day, whether he really wanted to be in that position or not, when you in the streets, you got to do stuff you probably don't want to do, which is have firearms and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you want to protect yourself. You want to make it back home to whoever you got to go home to and make sure you stay alive for the people that care about you and that you care for and stuff like that, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, man, when the law comes, that's just what it is. They don't care about none of that. It's simple. But hopefully he do beat that case. But if not, that's going to be crazy, man. But at the end of the day, let's continue on with the video.
So I thought what we'd do today is we'd go over his last trial that was thrown out, hence why he's on trial now, and then you can see what was said last time. I just want to put a disclaimer out there though, before we start this video, anything I do say is all just alleged. And of course, as well, this is what happened in his last trial, so we don't exactly know if any new information has come to light since then. So in court, it was said that Loski was on trial for various offences, which included possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, possession of a firearm while prohibited, and possession of ammunition, all to which he denied. Laying out a timeline of events to the court, the prosecution said it's believed that on the 9th of April 2019, Loski had booked an Uber in a false name and was heading towards Willesden. Police decided to stop the vehicle because Loski had been wanted for questioning about the killing of his friend Latwan Griffiths, or as you guys will know him as SA. When police eventually pulled the vehicle over, they decided to search it and initially found nothing, but upon further inspection they found a small loaded revolver in a sock underneath the front passenger seat of the cab. The gun, described as a 4mm caliber Florent revolver, was said to have been able to kill even though it was so small, and the prosecution said it wasn't for shooting pigeons or foxes, rather it is to enable the possessor to endanger life as and when the occasion arises, or for someone else. He continued, "Why else would you possess a loaded firearm?" To back these claims up, it was told that Loski was a leading member of a South London gang known as the Harlem Spartans, who had been involved in violent disputes with rival gangs, that being 410 and the Angel Town gang, and I'm presuming they're referencing 150. The prosecution continued, "We suggest Mr. O'Connor, aka Loski, is neither a stranger to firearms. He has a conviction for possessing a shotgun which was found under his bed in 2015, a single-barrel shotgun. We suggest he continues to have an interest in firearms. We suggest he's a leading member of the Harlem Spartans gang, and the gun was for use in connection with a continuing gang dispute either by him or another member of the gang." Touching more on the Harlem Spartans, the prosecution said that most of the young men within the gang had grown up within the area, including Loski. The prosecution said that Mr. O'Connor, aka Loski, is held in high esteem not just because of his prowess in music, we suggest there's a duality of purpose. The videos that are put out can make a lot of money, but also goad and fuel feuds between these gangs.
And man, I just want to say I'm glad our law don't do that to our artists, because at the end of the day, like I said, artists want to be able to protect themselves and people around them and stuff when they in the streets and stuff like that. That's just the reality of it. But at the end of the day, the law don't care about none of that, because once they hear about violence and gang violence and seeing the music and all that stuff, they just think y'all the worst people in the world damn near. So that's just how they look at the situation for what it is and stuff. But it's truth to that. But like I said, I'm glad they don't do it out here, because there's a lot of artists out here that probably wouldn't even have a career at all if our government and or Justice Department, people like the police and stuff, was able to hold music and stuff that people rap about against them and stuff like that to slow their career down or make their career come to an end or stuff like that, and pretty much silence them on YouTube and stuff like that by taking their videos down and stuff. I'm glad they don't do it out here, because it definitely wouldn't be really a lot of artists out right now in the music that's taking over here and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's crazy over there, because now y'all not even really given a chance if you a drill artist to really make a career living off of that, because of the simple fact the law can pretty much at any given time take down y'all work and stuff like that. And every time you try to re-upload it, you pretty much losing money every time, because of the simple fact everybody is not gonna want to rewatch the same thing over and over again. That's why artists will have millions of views on one video. If it get deleted by accident or whatever reason get deleted, then try to re-upload it, it's not gonna generate the same views it did from the first time it was uploaded. So yeah, man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, the laws is the laws, man. It ain't really much we got to be able to say in and all of that, and how they pretty much abuse the law to the power for them to pretty much silence our people that's pretty much speaking on what they going through and stuff like that. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, once they hear about the violence in the music and stuff, they just think the artist is some of the worst complete people in the world. So that's just what it is.
Lyrics often relate to serious incidents that have already taken place. His membership of the gang goes to motive. Going back to when Loski had been arrested, he was taken to a certain police station where he was questioned about the gun, to which he made no comment. He was also asked if he was under duress and if he was a member of a gang, to which he also made no comment. 2 mobile phones were found on him when he was arrested, and the court was told that initially he refused to reveal the phone's PIN numbers. Then he revealed the wrong ones to police, but eventually...
And I do want to say, because I forgot to say this earlier, yeah, the law know what the fuck going on, man. They know when these artists get put on, they making money. And once they see that these artists making money, they already automatically know that some of those artists are putting money towards the street wars and beefs that's going on. So they not stupid, man. They know exactly what's going on. Let's continue on.
Actually, the police found a way to download the information from the handsets. Contents on the phone showed a video of someone loading and unloading an Uzi machine gun, and there was a picture of what the prosecution suggested was a handgun with a round of ammunition. There was also another photo which showed a gun, a knife, and a meat cleaver. In court, we also heard of Loski though, and he had told the court that on the 8th of April, the day before he was arrested, he had arranged to meet a cannabis dealer he had contacted on Snapchat to purchase 14 grams of cannabis, and he said he had purchased the cannabis from this dealer, known as D, more than 10 times previously. He claims that once he got into the car with D at a pre-arranged meeting place in northwest London, things went left and he believed that he was being kidnapped. Loski would continue by saying that the door was locked and he panicked. He said, quote, "He put a gun to my face, I was panicking a lot. He said he knew where I lived and where my mum lived. With a gun to your face, that's not really a way out of it." He continued by saying that the dealer told him that he would need to hold something for him, and it was then he handed the revolver in a tissue. He was then instructed to hold on to it until the next day before delivering it to a drop-off point. He would also go on to tell the court that, as a child, he witnessed a lot of violence and had moved from Kennington to Borehamwood in Herefordshire after having a gun held against his head by an older group of boys who he didn't know when he was just 12 years old. He said, "When I told the police about the gun to my head, nothing really happened, so I didn't feel that they could help in any way." He also said by the time he was 14 years old, older boys had forced him to get involved in what he described as county lines. He said, quote, "We all had to go up to country to sell drugs. If you don't agree with what's going on, you can't really do nothing about it. You just do what you're told. You don't have a choice." On the 4th of September 20...
And I have heard of instances like Young Diz where people have said, or whatever the case is, that he would go for youngins and pretty much give them stuff, and then in return they got to do stuff for him to pretty much repay him pretty much at the end of the day, because he don't tell them off jump, "Yo, I'm gonna give you this and this is a gift" type shit. Like, nah, I'm gonna give you this later on when I see you. Just know it's pretty much you gotta do something for me in return. So pretty much I done heard a lot of stories like that. It's not just him. I done heard also other people doing that as well and stuff like that, where they giving gifts to the little kids and stuff, but in return later on they're gonna have those kids try to do stuff for them as well, like selling drugs and stuff like that. But who knows what's the real truth behind who's really doing it and not, stuff like that. Let's continue on.
14, the court was told of when he was arrested in a car in Andover, Hampshire for possession of heroin and crack cocaine with intent to supply. He said in that situation he'd been told to, quote, "bank the drugs," but he said he was too scared to do that and kept them in his underpants instead, where police found them. He continued, quote, "Because I lost the drugs, I was told that the only way to clear the debt was to hold more drugs. They said it was my fault because I didn't bank the drugs." The court was also told that after 2 stints in jail, this is where Loski began to become a successful drill rapper. Although he'd been rapping since the age of 11, and I'm pretty sure all of you would have seen the footage of him back in the day, it wasn't until that second prison stint until his music really began to take off. In reference to his music, Loski said, quote, that he was reporting on incidents of crime he saw around him in South London rather than becoming involved in committing the crimes himself. He said, quote, "Drill music is rapping about drugs, knives, violence. It's reporting on what's going on in the area. It started in Chicago, but UK took the sound to try and make it their own. In drill, you antagonize people, you make it sound as outrageous as possible. You take something that someone said and make it even better. Everyone wants to have the best drill song. It's a common genre of music. I've said certain things that I haven't seen, but I have heard. Yes, this is what's really going on. I have to sound as real as possible, otherwise you don't get far. It's all about YouTube views. If you say something, everyone talks about you and you get more views. Rap doesn't always have to make sense, it has to rhyme. I don't..."
Shit, if y'all was in his position, even though y'all really know what he got going on and stuff, but at the end of the day, when you were in that courtroom and stuff, you're gonna say whatever you can to finesse that situation. You're gonna say, "What I rap about, I don't do for real," and stuff like that. You're not gonna own up to it to the court, but behind the scenes in the streets, you already know what's the real and stuff, and what you got going on and what you done been involved in and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's all coming down to, is the court going to believe him, or are they going to look at him and be like, "We know you not lying. We know you are lying," pretty much at the end of the day. You're not going to get yourself out of this situation. So that's pretty much what it's looking like from what I hear. So he's trying his best to try to finesse that situation, but ultimately it's going to come down to, is the court going to believe him or not? That's the way I look at it, but let's continue on.
It looks scary, so I have to say something that looks more than I am. He also told the court of how global superstar Drake came to one of his shows and said, quote, "Drake to me is the biggest rapper in the world right now. He put out a statement saying my music was a part of his inspiration. When he came to my show, it was a big deal. He was right next to all my family." But in early February of 2020, we got word that the trial had collapsed, just as he was due to be cross-examined by the prosecution in court. It's believed that prosecution Ken Millett was due to start off but had fell ill, and Judge Elizabeth Smaller discharged the jury, and of course, as you guys will know, the rest is history. And so although his original trial, which we've just looked at, collapsed, moving forward in his trial right now, at least when it comes to the timeline of events, that is pretty much going to be similar. Of course, everything else could be different and could have changed in his new trial. We won't know until new information comes out. But again, at least for the timeline as to why he got arrested and things like that, that is pretty much the timeline of events. So at least you guys know that moving forward. But again, if I do get any updates from his new trial and what comes out of that, then I am going to keep you guys posted on that one. But let me know what you guys think of this down in the comment section below. Give the video a look.
Yeah, man, y'all comment down below how y'all feel like this situation gonna go, man. Me personally, I don't ever want to see nobody go to jail and stuff, especially when they got a kid, possibly a newborn, because I don't know how old his daughter is, but from what I've seen, people are saying he just had her, so she pretty much kind of a newborn. I wouldn't want him to go to jail, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to come down to if the court really believe his stories and stuff like that, and ultimately do they give him a chance to pretty much go right his wrong, or will he slip and go right back to getting arrested and stuff like that, and possibly go do time and stuff like that. But we gonna see, man. But y'all comment down below how y'all feel like the situation gonna go and stuff like that, and I'm gonna check y'all out later on with another video. Peace.